Hello, my dear bacho. I know, the exams are just around the corner and the tension is building up. But don't you worry at all. Take a nice deep breath. We are going to go through this beautiful story by Ruskin Bond, The Thief's Story. And I promise you, by the end of it, you'll understand it so well, you'll be super confident. Chalo, let's begin.
So, before we dive into the chapter, just think about this for a second. What if I offered you, let's say, 5,000 rupees, right now, cash in your hand? Or what if I offered you a chance to learn something new, a skill that could help you earn lakhs of rupees in the future? Which one would you choose? This exact question, this very choice, is the real heart of our story today. All right, let's get into the story. It all starts with what seems like a totally random meeting, but really, it's not random at all. We have a thief who is searching for his next bakra, his next easy target. Let's see who he meets and how this meeting is going to completely change both their lives. Okay, so the person telling the story, the I, is a boy who calls himself Singh. Now, don't go by his age. He's only 15, but he's already a total pro at his work. He says he's a fairly successful hand at thievery, which is just his way of saying he's actually very, very good at what he does. And who does he target? A fellow named Anil. And these two are completely opposite. Hari is just 15, he's clever, he's always calculating things. Anil, on the other hand, is 25, a writer who doesn't have much money, and he's just so easygoing, kind, and trusting. For a smart thief like Hari, a simple man like Anil looks like the perfect target. So, Hari tries his usual trick to start a conversation. A little bit of muska, flattery. He looks at Anil, who is a pretty thin guy, and says, "You look a bit of a wrestler yourself." But Anil is sharp. He replies right back, "So do you," which is just so funny because Hari is also very skinny. In that moment, Hari knows, this guy isn't as simple as he looks. And Hari just can't stop lying. So when Anil tells him he can't pay him, Hari asks if he can at least cook for him in exchange for food. Anil asks, "Can you cook?" And guess what Hari says? "I can cook." It's another lie, of course. The meal he cooks is so bad that Anil has to give it all away to a street dog. Can you imagine? Now this is where the story takes a really beautiful turn. It's completely unexpected. See, Hari came there to steal money, but what he's about to get is so much more valuable than cash. This isn't just about finding a target anymore. It's about finding a new life. You'd think Anil would throw him out after that horrible dinner, right? But no, Anil gives him a place to sleep. He patiently teaches him how to cook properly. And then he does something that changes everything. He starts teaching Hari how to read and write. Anil isn't just an employer. He's becoming a teacher, a real guru. And this is a huge moment for Hari. But you'll listen carefully. This line is so important for your exams, you must remember it. Hari realizes that with education, if he can write like an educated person, there would be no limit to what he could do. Stealing a little money suddenly seems like such a small, pointless thing compared to this big, exciting future. But old habits are hard to break. Hari is still a thief at heart, so when Anil sends him to buy groceries, he secretly keeps about a rupee for himself every day. And the amazing part is, Anil probably knows this. But his trust in Hari is so big that he just lets it go. Okay, so now we come to the most important part of the story, the big turning point. Hari has been living with Anil for a month now. He's learning, he's happy, but now it's time for the final exam, the big test. Will the thief in him win, or will the student? One day, Anil comes home with a small bundle of notes, 600 rupees. For those days, that was a lot of money. He had just sold a story to a magazine. Now, for Anil, it was just his earnings. But for Hari, 600 rupees was a fortune. The temptation was just huge. And look how he justifies it to himself. Our mind is very clever at this. He thinks, "I'm out of practice." And then he tells himself, "Besides, he doesn't even pay me a regular salary." You can actually feel the battle going on inside his head between right and wrong. And the thief wins. That night, while Anil is sleeping, totally trusting and peaceful, Hari quietly slides his hand under the mattress. He pulls out the notes and slips out the house into the dark. The job is done. But see, stealing the money was the easy part. The hardest part comes now. With the money in his hand, Hari runs to the railway station to catch a train and just disappear. But it's there, on that lonely platform, that his conscience finally screams at him. So the Lucknow Express is just starting to move.
He could easily jump on it and be gone, but he doesn't move. He just stands there. The train slowly pulls away, leaving him completely alone on the platform. Why? What do you think stopped him? See, Hari was a very sharp boy. In all his years of stealing, he had studied how people react when they lose their things. He noticed that a greedy man would show fear, a rich man would show anger, and a poor man would just show acceptance, like it was his fate.
Now, my dear students, this line is the most important line in the entire chapter. Please remember it. The one thought that stops Hari is not the fear of going to jail. It's the image of Anil's face. He knew Anil wouldn't be angry about the money. He would just be sad. Sad for the loss of trust. And that thought, the thought of breaking that beautiful trust, that's what Hari could not handle.
And right there, in that moment, everything changes. Hari makes a choice. A much, much more difficult choice. He decides to go back. As he says, it's simple to steal something, but it's very difficult to return it. And he chooses to do the difficult thing. So, the next morning, Anil wakes up, acts like nothing happened, and holds out a 50 rupee note to Hari. He says, "You'll be paid regularly now." As Hari takes the note, he feels that it's still damp from the rain the night before. And in that 1 second, Hari knows. Anil knows. Anil knows everything. But does Anil shout? Does he call the police? No. He doesn't say a single word about the money. Instead, he gives Hari the greatest gift of all, a second chance. He just smiles and says, "Today we'll start writing sentences." This act of forgiveness, bachcho, is so much more powerful than any punishment.
And the story ends with Hari giving a smile back to Anil. But this is not his old fake smile that he used to trick people. This smile is real. It comes naturally, from his heart. It's the smile of a boy who has truly finally changed. Okay, everyone, attention, please. Get ready to take a mental screenshot of this next slide. If you get a question about the theme or the message of the thief's story, these are the points that will get you full marks. Got it?
So, what are the main ideas here? First, the amazing power of trust and forgiveness, how Anil's kindness completely changed Hari. Second, education as a tool for transformation. It gave Hari a new path in life. Third, the idea of basic human goodness, that deep down, everyone has some good in them. Fourth, companionship. Hari found a friend, which was better than being alone. And last, the classic choice between the easy path and the right path. So we end with this final thought. Ruskin Bond shows us that kindness and trust are like magic. They have the power to change a person's entire life. And that's a power we all have. Remember that. All the very, very best for your exams, my dear children. Study well, don't take stress, and I know you will all do wonderfully.